Right.
I think we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Loudmouth Podcast with me, your host, Luke Brown, and my lovely co-hosts, Ryan Perry and Alfie Akers.
Hello.
We're live today on this broadcast while I am here taping up a box.
So, are you going to Are you going to give us the pleasure of telling us what you're doing?
Yeah. What is going on, Luke?
Hold on. What I am doing is I'm taping up a box of old DVDs and CDs.
Oh,
Are
right.
they my ones?
To a new home. Where
Oh wait,
no,
these are the ones you scanned for Magpie, wasn't it?
Yeah. Problem is, you don't get as much money as they say you do. For 25 for 25. No, sorry. I think it's about 52 items in this box. I'm getting £7 for it. That's painful.
Jesus.
Well, is that really worth doing now? Is the big question.
Well, you know, I just thought, what's sort of unnecessary right now? I just thought, yeah, go on then.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. How are you, Alfie?
Confused.
I feel that.
I am okay. I'm all right.
I mean, we did see each other last night. So.
Yes, we did.
Did we?
Well, you were
well,
there, but
you were there, but you were
us.
being loud and annoying whilst we were trying to do the quiz. I seem to remember.
You were being a loud mouth.
Well, not much has changed there then.
No, of course.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not much has happened really. I've been trying to get through this bloody film that we're watching. I haven't finished it, truth be told. I've still got about 20 minutes left.
Well, if we're going to be honest, I haven't even seen the film.
Luke hasn't even seen the film
because he has been watching Mr. Robot, the greatest thing ever made. So I will slightly give him the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, I am quite annoyed at him. But
you know, it's a long one, and
it is long.
I was going to do the quiz as well, and I completely forgot it was that night. Like I always do, and so I was like, oh, I can get this done. And then I was sort of thinking, oh, how am I going to do this? And then this morning I was busy. I had to do some coursework and I promised I'd meet with someone, and obviously the time flew away.
Of course.
And then now here I am. Just managed to squeeze in, about 24 minutes left. And to be honest, I'm not that bothered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shall we jump straight into it?
Should we just jump straight into it? While Luke's doing his box?
Shall I run through the plot for those?
I'll go through it.
Myself.
So this is the new Spike Lee film, *Defy Bloods*. It just got released on Amazon last week. At the time of not Amazon, Netflix. You're right.
Is it Spike Jones who did the Apple ad?
Yeah, but this isn't Spike Jones. This is Spike Lee.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, right. So it's the new Spike Lee film. It just got released on Netflix. *Defy Bloods*. It tells the story of 4 Vietnam veterans who returned to Vietnam to dig up the remains of the 5th member of their battalion, their leader, and also find some gold that they left behind, and many crazy antics ensue. The film has obviously been very well timed in regards to its release. Obviously, with a lot of issues with black rights going on in America right now. This film couldn't have been released at a better time. Sort of the messages that Spike Lee is known for, but that's what he's all about. So you can't like fault it for that. That's just how he works. And so *Defy Bloods*. I'm guessing I'm the only one. I am the only one.
I've seen the majority, but I haven't seen the ending.
If you've seen about like 20 minutes of it, you can kind of tell where it's going. I mean, I guess I can't really ask Luke this, but I can ask Alfie. What did you think so far of *Defy Bloods*? Go on.
First of all, I think, you know, I think I get the idea, and I kind of get what he's trying to say, and you know, Spike Lee is always very political, and that's very clear to see in this film. I haven't seen a lot of Spike Lee films. The one film I saw after this, the other one I've seen before this one was Black Klansman, and I really liked Black Klansman. I thought it was very intelligent, very good in many different ways. I think with this film, I wasn't that impressed. There's a lot of attitudes to this film that were, or there's a lot of the production design, the staging, a lot of the actual technical stuff felt a bit amateur.
It seems quite low budget. Yeah, that's a big.
And I don't know the budget. I can have a look.
Yeah, well, you'd expect it to be quite a bit considering it's Netflix. But...
Yeah, and it's got quite a good cast.
Yeah,
35 to $45 million. One of Spike Lee's most expensive films. Yes, it looks like it was made on a couple grand.
Yeah.
I don't know why some of the action scenes genuinely look like something like Star Trek level production quality.
Where you can see the cameramen with their onboard camera, like lights on top of the cameras, and they're like all walking around.
So
there's a sequence at the start of the film which has some very shocking historical footage, and it's like, oh yeah, it gives you an idea of what the themes are going to be about.
Yeah,
in this
Spike
film.
Lee's montages.
Yeah,
she likes to put in.
And then we have this photo because throughout the film we see flashbacks.
Can I just say this is a really weird time to be doing the podcast.
I know it's so early.
It's very bizarre.
But we'll talk about it in Biggie Chat in a minute.
We'll talk about Biggie Chat. Yeah. So for these four veterans, we see flashbacks throughout the film of them during the war with their squad leader played by Chadwick Boseman. And they do a really strange thing where they have the actors now, instead of getting like younger actors to play them, where they're interacting with the young characters.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman's there. And there's a very, very awful photograph that they've photoshopped in the beginning where they've tried to stick the older actors' faces onto young Vietnam soldiers. It's not very good, but they do it again at the end of the film, and it looks fine. So it's very strange.
The guy was having an off day, and
exactly, you just couldn't be bothered.
A lot of this film feels quite rushed.
Yes,
I think
and that's strange considering it's like 2 hours long as well.
I think it's because they just left stuff going. I think they kept the camera rolling a bit too long in some places, and you kind of see there's a lot of just like it's all a bit too long. I think a lot of the scenes are just, I can't say why, but when you've watched the film, I'm sure you agree with me, Ryan, everything just feels a little bit longer than it needs to be. Again, I really didn't like the flashback scenes. I thought they were really crap.
They do drag a bit.
Not only do they, I don't mind that, but I think they're so unoriginal and uninventive. And
I think Chadwick Boseman, I can say
Boseman carried them.
Job,
yeah,
in those flashbacks.
But it was more about Luke's disappeared. It was more about like the sound production. It was just so lackluster. Like, come on, like we're supposed to be on the shoulder of a soldier firing an AK-47, and how I'm just sitting there like, am I watching like Rambo 3? Use your creativity, use your money, use your budget, and let's get inside the heads of these veterans a bit more.
Yeah,
I mean the I can't remember the guy's name, the MAGA hat guy.
Yeah, I know the actor's name, Delroy Lingo. Yeah,
that's it. So Lingo's character, you know, he's obviously got a lot of PTSD, but all the stops we've seen look like a staged, you know, Dad's Army.
Yeah,
like we're not, and I feel like they really missed a trick.
Yeah, well, I think,
and maybe it was intentional, but I think it was a bad idea.
Sure, I think he does a good performance, but I think
he does. Yeah,
filmmaking wise, they could have just done a lot more with it. Like for for sure. I did like the overall cast, apart from the rich guy. I mean, this is like,
Oh, what,
I mean,
Leon?
Yeah, I mean, like, this isn't really a well, no, it is a spoiler, but you've gotten up to this bit. I mean,
yeah,
he gets blown up halfway through the film when he steps on a landmine. So,
oh, what you mean, the sort of young guy?
Yeah, he looks quite young. Yeah,
yeah. I thought you were talking about the guy, the old French guy.
Oh no, not the French guy. No, the other one of the.
The one who play. Sorry, I call him Leon because he plays Leon the professional. Sorry, I don't actually know the actor's name.
Oh right,
is it Sergio something?
Something, yeah, Sergio.
Sergio Leone.
Oh no, he's a director. But
he's a director, yeah.
I know, yeah, I know who you mean. I got confused there myself.
That's probably why they killed him off.
yeah, he wasn't very well rounded. I liked the comedic relief guy. I forget the name of the actor, but he's famous for, in all of the films he's in with Spike Lee, going "shit," which he does.
Oh yeah, because he's the guy. He's the sort of older black cop in Black Klansman, isn't he?
Yeah. He did.
At the beginning of the film, he interviews I can't remember any of the characters' names. The younger cop, the black one, and he's just like, "She," like that.
Yeah. He did his thing. I quite liked guy with the slick back hair and the moustache. I forget his name again. He was he was like a nice protagonist. Spoiler alert, I don't know whether you're gonna.
I'm literally, you know what I've gone up to?
Yeah.
Is when he did a thing which is a trope I really dislike, and he's talked to the ghost of Chadwick Boseman.
Oh right, yeah.
You know, it's not the first film that's done it. Rise of Skywalker did it as well. And it really pisses me off. It's when the main car, the enemy, the antagonist, is traumatized over something that they've done to someone in the past, and then they see a ghost, which is obviously a figment of their imagination, that allows them, that says, "Oh, I forgive you," like it's actually that person. It's not, and that's what annoys me. Is they're making their own. They're making their own like turnaround.
Yeah, their own rules.
That makes sense. And it really annoys me because I think it's lazy writing.
Yeah, I think so. So he's the. I suppose we are going spoilers now. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead.
Yeah.
But no, he is the only one who makes it out. The guy with the mustache and the hair. The shit guy gets blown up by a grenade. The MAGA hat dad gets shot up by the Mexican guys whilst digging his own
I'm literally at that bit.
Oh really? Yeah. He's like digging his grave and singing some Marvin Gaye song while he's digging it. It's quite an emotional, heavy scene. And everyone else is pretty much okay. Like the Asian guy, his son, the rest of them make it out alive. Oh, but there was No, that was all of them. Yeah. So I think I gave this film a 3. I think that's very generous. It's one of the weaker Spike Lee films.
I really don't think it lived quite up to its reputation.
No, definitely not. I think there's some really, really good ideas here. And Spike Lee, how he integrated real life footage into Black Klansman is really impressive. But here,
it feels like a.
Yeah, I know it's obviously, racial injustice has been going on for many, many years, decades, and centuries. But here it feels like he's just shoved it in at the last minute due to the riots. Like it all feels a little bit choppily edited. I don't know.
I mean, I said last night, it feels like it's like it was edited like a YouTube video.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's just like stuff that's just chopped in without any it's like a slideshow.
Yeah,
and I thought,
well, that's
it's a bit lazy.
The whole film feels like, it's like as if one of the characters from the film was just like showing you a slideshow of like, this is what we did
and
on
like filming everything. What we did in PGL. Since Parks Holiday.
Exactly.
And everything goes on slightly too long, and there's I think I'm gonna give it a 3 because I didn't cringe or dislike anything massively.
No, there's nothing like
I probably should finish it first, even though I know the ending. I'll finish it and then 3. I'd say it's not that good.
Yeah, I think so. And for a Spike Lee film, there are a lot of like misuses of his own tropes, like the direct fourth wall breaking, like when the character played by Delroy Lingo has the argument with the Vietnamese guy in the little rowboat. That was very like misplaced, I thought. And also the scene where he does his monologue whilst he's walking through the woods. Like, it was a powerful monologue, but I think it would work better if he was like talking to himself, because earlier on in the film they say, oh, he's kind of schizophrenic from his PTSD, but he's just looking directly into the camera, and it feels a bit odd.
And also I noticed that, you know, he's walking around, maybe it's me missing something, but he's walking around the camera, then he talks to the ghost of Chadwick Boseman, and then suddenly he's captured.
Yeah.
Did I miss something?
I mean, I think it's just
I might have been tied in my room when that transition happened.
I think they're just kind of expecting people to like join the dots on that one, because I think, wasn't it earlier on he like shot some bullets when the snake bit him?
Yeah.
And then they heard that. But yeah, I thought it was pretty decent. If you want to watch it. It's very relevant.
It's not terrible. It's the kind of film that if you saw a star wipe, you wouldn't be surprised.
It feels like it could fit in. Yeah,
like iMovie editing. It is edited, in my unprofessional opinion, who is terrible at editing. It kind of looks like it was edited on iMovie.
I don't know. It felt very similar to the way one of my least favorite films of the past few years, Bohemian Rhapsody, was edited. It felt very similar to
I remember seeing a bit of that. It was like a sort of little gathering, so I wasn't quite paying enough attention. But everything it looked like was just like a slideshow of events that happened in his life. Like 1 minute he's starting the band, next minute he's on fucking television. Like, there's no, you know.
Yeah, it's not very good. Also made by a pedophile, so not very good at all.
Didn't know that.
Bryan Singer, what a fella.
Bryan Singer, I can't believe that.
Yes.
I always thought it'd be Brett Ratner.
Brett Ratner, yeah.
The dodgy one out of the X-Men directors.
Yeah. Oh, here he is.
Anyway,
but yeah.
So that threes across the board.
Yeah, threes across the board for Da 5 Bloods. If you want a more relevant Spike Lee film right now, either watch Black Klansman or Do the Right Thing, I think, are the best.
I haven't seen that one yet.
From. Very good. But yeah, let's
you were talking about Bohemian Rhapsody there.
We did mention Bohemian.
I remember.
I
remember you were quite excited about Bohemian Rhapsody when it first came out.
I was at the time, and then I just realized, well, it's spectacle over substance, really. You know, I would have preferred the original script that Sacha Baron Cohen actually wrote for it, and he was set to play.
But Brian May didn't like the fact that he
Brian
was talking
May,
about his
Brian May.
homosexuality.
Well, no, because they do that in the film, but they do it so easily
really,
that they can brush over it. So they can sell it to China.
It was quite
funny that.
Yeah.
A lot of films do that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. We've got you represented. Here's this 3-second clip which we can edit out.
Yeah. If the people out there want a better film about a gay rock star that doesn't shy away, please do go watch Rocket Man, because that film is.
I heard that was decent. That film.
That is so much fun. I want to see it. Yeah, very good time.
So anyway, Luke, what have you been up to, Anne? It seems like you've been all over the shop recently.
Yeah, it seems it. You're either watching Mr. Robot, you're running around the farm installing subwoofers into the car. Like,
no, well, you caught me as I just check a mouthful.
I need some bickies, actually.
We do need.
So I'm practically speechless.
Well, what are you eating, Luke?
I saw those yesterday, right? And I was like trying to focus on the quiz, but I was fucking jealous.
For those listening, Luke has a pack of Giflar.
A box of Giflar. The ones they sell at IKEA. Yes. Should we tell that story where we went to IKEA together, Luke?
Yeah, go on.
Let's hear it.
So my family went to IKEA, and for some reason Luke tagged along. I can't remember why.
Because Luke loves IKEA.
I love flatbacks.
Alfie's sort of blown
We
away.
decided that so we went around the entirety of the thing. We almost knocked over a small girl. Those big 2-meter trolleys that you get.
Yeah.
Right, you get them at IKEA, you get them big here. So we decided to be fun to sort of give Luke a ride. So I was pushing Luke along, and I had absolutely zero control over it. And there was some little girl next to like the wall or something, and I was like, without realizing, just going straight in for her.
Her dad gave you a lecture.
Oh my god, her dad was fuming at me, quite rightly so, to be honest. But,
I think I walked off.
Fucking did. So did I. I was like, walk away. It's like, excuse me. Oh fuck it, I'll take it on the chin.
Oh, not good.
No, and then anyway, we bought.
Then. Well,
Yeah,
I think I bought a box. I bought a box. I always buy a box whenever I go.
They are the best. And then you were like Santa. You're like going around to people, like giving them bags. We got one. They are amazing. They are so delicious. Where'd you get it from?
IKEA.
Really? Have you been?
I went up there the other day. Yeah, I went up to IKEA. It's nuts. It's so busy.
Socially.
Really?
Yeah, there's like no social distancing. I was getting like,
oh really?
Like everyone was so close. I was like,
everyone was brushing up against you and shit. Yeah.
Basically, I was like, I'm not going to touch anything.
No.
Well, so overall,
outrageous.
It's been a hectic one then, Luke.
It's been a pretty busy week actually, yeah. And considering that we're in lockdown, I didn't think it would be possible to be hectic.
Well, yeah, things are sort of getting back.
Things are slowly going back to normal.
Getting there. Yeah, we're.
I mean,
big news. Very exciting news for me personally. The cinemas are reopening at the end of July.
God.
Lovely.
I'm not going to a fucking cinema.
No, but
fucking
very specific social distancing stuff in there. It's very specific.
Yeah, you got to have 3 people in the seat.
Yeah,
I don't care. I think they've also started something by uploading all the newest films to the streaming services. I think that started something now, and I think people are going to be annoyed if they take that away.
Yeah.
And I think the cinemas are going to struggle. No.
Trolls World Tour killed the cinema industry.
I think though, that's more of an American thing. Like, I don't know. It feels like that wouldn't really hurt England. I don't know. From my
the thing is that what's really killing the cinema, the industry here, is how fucking expensive everything is.
Well, I mean, you think it's expensive over here? You should see the prices in America. It's nuts. Like,
it's
Ryan would know. He's been there 7 times.
It is extortionate, and you know the ones like I suppose you can go indie, which is okay. Like we go to one picture house sometimes. I've gone there myself more because and the prices are okay. I think they're about £12 to £18. I can't quite remember.
Yes,
it's still quite a lot to see a film.
Yeah.
My sister gets, so I would normally go to the picture house purely because the comfy seats, it's a nicer cinema altogether.
Yeah, the seats are comfier.
But my sister gets 50% off, so we just go to Odeon.
And
it makes it feasible. It makes it feasible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I don't understand how people go to the cinema every time there's like a new film. It's so much money.
Well, the thing is, we've got the big bombshell at the end of the month. We've got the new Nolan, Tenet, and I think
that's got the French Connection.
You mean the French Dispatch?
I knew it was one of them.
That doesn't come out until
it was either going to be the clothing outlet or the
film. Yeah, that doesn't come out till August, I think. But that is soon now, so yeah, not very long for that, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, I think Tenet is going to be one that draws a lot.
I'm excited. I'm really excited about Tenet. Yeah.
I think Tenet looks promising. Gold.
Could this be Nolan's first billion-dollar banker? I mean, maybe.
I'm still sticking with the theory that it's a sequel to
Inception. Whatever.
Inception. I think it is.
I don't think so.
I think it is.
What? And so they're all in a dream. and then manipulating the dream.
No, so basically, it makes sense.
Oh
that,
God, no.
No. I want to hear this because I don't remember this theory. Sum it quickly.
It makes so much sense. So there's a video which I'll send you later. But basically, the theory was, and I can't remember all the names. I always have to ask Ryan what the names are. What's the blonde guy with the scarf that looks like Christopher Nolan in Tenet?
Cobb?
No, Tenet.
Oh, in Tenet. Oh, sorry, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson, and this other girl who's basically the doctor in Tenet. She's French, and so was Cobb's wife, right?
Right.
So it's very confusing. People are saying, well, how can he have a really English accent then? But what the theory is that Cobb is still in a dream. Yeah, that's the thing. So he's English. So the theory is that Cobb is still stuck in a dream.
But the kids.
While this is all.
I see that.
Have American accents in the film when Cobb comes home. They're like, "Daddy."
Yeah, when they're young, but they can get that will come out of them. It depends who they hang around with throughout their life. Because don't forget, I know people who are Scottish and they're born Scot. My uncle, for example, he's born Scots, but yet he moved to America and he sort of speaks like this now. I'm like,
my uncle, born English, grew up in England, and then moved to America to be with his wife, and immediately started speaking with a realistic Tennessee accent like that, and it just does.
You do change, you do change, and that he was in his like 30s or 20s, wasn't he, when he moved?
Yeah, he was a young man. Yeah.
So and I know I had a guy here the other day actually, someone from OpenReach, one of the BT technicians, right?
Here we go.
He was South African, but he sounded English. But you could, if he told you that he was South African, you could hear it under his voice. So he sort of spoke like this a little. He was actually quite well spoken like that, but underneath there was a bit of a South African under there. Do you know what I mean?
Amazing.
I was so you adapt to wherever you're sort of raised, don't you?
Yeah, totally.
And I think the theory it works. The theory works, and I think you need to watch the theory. I've
got a question for your theory.
Okay.
Where does Michael Caine fit into this? Because obviously, by the time his kids,
in theory, he would be dead, right?
Right.
If it was, say, 16, 17 years later.
Yeah.
In theory, he'd be dead, but at the same time, we never knew how old Michael Caine was in.
Well, didn't
Inception.
you say? I think you said when you were explaining to me the other day, he'd like mastered what they're trying to do with the Tenet thing and like become immortal. Because like, there's the big theory floating around that the main character played by John David Washington's going to die.
And also, so this is the big thing here. So I know this isn't always the be all and end all, but I believe the budget for Inception was about 140 million. Sorry. And Tenet, that would be way too much. And Tenet was about, I think it must have been, from what I remember, it's about 200 million.
Yeah.
So so if you look at the casting, they're not really well-known characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. They're not like Leo. They're not like what's his name, who plays
Tom Hardy.
What's his name? That's the one.
Robert Pattinson, though.
Yeah, I know, but they're not. But they're not. It's not Leonardo DiCaprio, is it?
Yeah,
they're not going to be as. They're not going to be as. No. But they're not going to be as. They're not going to be as expensive. And I think my theory is we saw it in Interstellar when Matt Damon just suddenly turned up. Though he wasn't in any of the trailers.
Yeah,
we didn't even know he was coming.
True.
I think, and it worked. It really worked because people started hyping it up, and word of mouth spread. And I think we're going to get the same thing. People are going to go. Yeah, I know, but people are going to go, "Oh my God, Leonardo DiCaprio's in it," and we didn't even know he was going to come back.
Well, yeah, that's a very good theory, Luke. I'm not going to lie. That's got ground. That's got ground. I will watch Tenet because it looks good.
No, I mean you got to watch the theory.
Yeah, well, if you send it through, I'll happily sit down and watch it.
I think it will sell you on the idea.
I almost forgot to mention as well, boys. Next week's film. We
Oh
glossed
yeah, you
over.
told me about this. It sounds like
yeah.
something that was made for me by an algorithm.
Yes, I was going to say it's a very. I think you'll love it, Alfie. But yes,
Okay.
so this week I took it upon myself to watch a film called Once by John Carney, who made a very good film called Sing Street, which I'm a very big fan of.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
of course I do.
so this was...
I watched that. I think I watched that. I think I watched that with
Yeah, you watched that with me. We watched it on the Plex server that we had briefly.
Oh yeah, because I gave it to you to put on Plex. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Once is the partially inspired by the guy who plays the main character story. It's a story of a guy who's a busker, and one day he meets a girl on the street, and they decide, hey, we could maybe make some music together, and maybe things might go further. Maybe not. So gotta watch the film to find out. The soundtrack is excellent.
Oh, cheers, Luke.
A link there.
That is
to the
the link to the theory.
If anyone wants to check that out, but yes, it's available
put
on
that in the
Amazon
comments
Prime. The soundtrack's amazing. Won Oscar for Best Original Song when it was released. Very good film, and it was made for only 100,000 quid and made back.
Oh my god! You keep on saying it like
no,
that.
but it's impressive.
£100,000.
Yeah. What?
100 grand.
Are you annoyed at the fact that I said quid?
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Quid doesn't work when you're using anything more than like 3 digits.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was made for 100 grand and made back a lot of its budget.
Okay.
About
like yeah. Sounds like something I'd enjoy.
Yes.
If it's sappy.
It is a bit sappy.
Yeah, that's what I like, Ryan.
Still very grounded. Still very grounded.
No, that's I enjoy sap.
I know you do. I know you do.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching it.
So yeah, no, I'm sure you'll like it as well, Luke. It's on Amazon Prime. Check it out next week. And
hopefully I'll get around to watching it, because I've been so obsessed with Mr. Robot that I haven't been thinking about watching anything else, because I don't know, I have not seen Mr. Robot in so long that now I've got back on the bandwagon. I'm sort of like full steam ahead, and I can't. And actually,
I'm looking forward to watching this. Actually,
you were talking about VFX. It's not a spoiler if I talk about.
Are you talking about
what's his name with the world leaders?
Minister Zhang bit. I told you about
Minister Zhang.
Did you get onto it?
Yeah, in season 4, there's an episode where they do loads of archival footage stuff, and Minister Zhang is supposed to be an influential protagonist antagonist in Mr. Robot, and they CG'd him with world leaders like Putin, Barack, David Cameron. Sorry, not Williams. David Cameron and others, and I was like, that was nice. That was well done. It was.
You sure Obama wasn't David Williams in blackface?
Oh, no. The thing is,
delivery.
Minister Zhang would hate Little Britain.
Was it good though, Luke? Was the VFX good?
Oh, it was stellar. There was only one where I looked. There was only one where I looked at it. And the only one that I saw where I was like, "Oh, that looks a bit off," is the lighting wasn't quite the same as the scene. But other than that, it was only one little.
A channel I find it quite interesting. It's like something I have absolutely no idea how it works. But like Corridor Crew, have you watched any of their stuff?
Oh yeah.
They're really, really cool. Like they really break it down into ways that simpletons like me can understand it.
In season 1 of Mr. Robot, they used deep fakes of Barack Obama to do speeches.
Oh,
so
right.
It'd be like TV stuff. Yeah. So it'd be like TV stuff. It's like Tyrell Wellick. He would say their name, and it was because they used deep fakes of loads of different.
Yeah. I know. It's fascinating stuff.
It's quite F society.
Well, you guys, you make me want to watch this stuff even more. To be honest.
Yes, I'm looking forward to the point where we can all have an episode where we just gush about Mr. Robot for
we should just have Mr. Robot hour.
Yeah, the Mr. Robot episode.
You know what? Maybe I should just start watching
it. It is a long series, and you've got to be.
Yeah, if you are going to watch it, you have to commit to it. You really have to commit to it.
Maybe
I do recommend.
Maybe I'll finish BB first then.
Yes. How
Yeah,
are you
that's a
getting on with
commitment as
that at
well.
the moment, actually?
What with BB? I'll tell you, I am. God. Here we are. I am on season 4, episode 2.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So you're getting deep
38
into it.
snub.
Yeah.
So yes, I am. I'm on the latter part of the
Are you going
series.
to watch El Camino as well at the end to top
Yes,
it
I
off?
think I will. Just because it doesn't look terrible.
No, it's not terrible. It's a good time.
Good.
Yeah.
I remember the hype was real for you with Luke on that one.
Oh, we were ecstatic. Every day it was like, a few
It
more
was,
days.
I remember we were counting it down, weren't we?
Yeah.
I think it was when
you guys haven't seen Saul though, and I figured you'd be all over that.
Yeah,
I watched the
couldn't get
first
into it.
season of Saul, and it was really good, but I never got through to the rest of it. But
It's funny that because I was the same with BB. I was like,
people
I
say
really, by the time I got into season 3, I was really a fan. But the first 2 seasons aren't actually like that interesting. They're a bit dull.
You could have, and Alfie, you could have probably done with watching Breaking Bad first.
I am watching Breaking Bad first. I haven't seen Saul.
Oh, right, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
they are.
I thought
a
you
lot
had.
of people are saying.
No, I haven't. But my parents have, and they go on about it all the time. They're watching it at the moment. They love it.
Yeah, Saul
they
is
really
apparently
do.
like the best of the best at the moment. Like some people are
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. They said my old man was saying, "Oh, it's the best. It's at its best right now. Like it's the best season."
Some people
Not
say
like
it's better than some of the Breaking Bad stuff, but yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
But
not,
yeah,
not like
Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is just a great show. Hands down, it's just such a. It's a good.
Oh, Mr. Robot. But anyway, let's carry on.
Well, let's listen. I'll be the judge of that once I've seen both.
Exactly.
Actually, if you watch them within the time space that you.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. Once I finish Breaking Bad, I'll do Camino, which will be like one night, and then I'll do Mr. Robot.
Shall we all jump into album of the week then?
Oh yeah.
It was Luke's choice this week. So, Lukey, do you want to talk a little bit about your album?
Yeah, it was Beach House's Depression Cherry, which it's an album which I stumbled across as one of my Sunday chill mixes, which I like to listen to just because there's normally one track in there which will be like great. And the song that was in there was Levitation from Depression Cherry's album. From the Depression Cherry album. And I remember listening to that and I was like, damn, this is good. And I was like, I wonder what else is in this album. So I went in the album, and what I always look for is I think, okay, well, I'll go for the ones with the stars first, because if people are rating that, then I'll see what it's like. So I always like to listen to the ones with the stars. And I listened to Space Song, which by far is one of the best songs in that album.
The best song.
It's bloody great. And then I listened to the rest of them. But I've got some really good favourites in there. And I think it's a great, emotive, and it's thoughtful, and it's very dreamy album, and it's just easy listening. So it's it's good to listen to if you're just sort of in the mood for something laid back.
Well, this is my first time listening to it like the whole way through, because I know you recommended me Space Song a while back, and I quite like that. But it was nice to have the full experience of it. I think if I could compare it to anything in my filmy brain, it feels like it could be a soundtrack for like a Spike Jonze film, something like Her, or maybe even a grounded like Nolan film or something, like maybe even like Memento. You could slip it into that. It's very spacey, as the Space Song suggests.
There was a fan-made music video.
Yeah.
With, I believe they used 2001: Space Odyssey.
Oh right, yeah, that makes sense.
I believe they used clips from that. I think it's 2001: Space Odyssey. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But there's a fan edit online, and it really works because it just feels it's very similar to what's that song called?
The Where Is My Mind?
The Where Is My Mind Train Spotting one. Not very many people are aware. They think that the trailer is it. That's the legit one because they haven't seen Train Spotting, because everything works really well in that. And that's what this felt like. It was a really great fan edit, and really I think it sort of did it justice actually.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole.
It's
the whole
always
album.
nice. It's always nice when you see just something really nice marriage between audio and visual, isn't it? It's just something so satisfying behind it.
Mhm.
Because it's
anyway,
rhythm and pacing.
Well, yeah, like every instrumental on the album is like pristine, and like you can tell so much care has gone into it, mixing wise and everything. And like I love a good synth. I really do love a good synth.
Yeah.
Do you like pad synths? You fucking better.
I do indeed. Yes. Yeah. It was,
I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of bells. Really soft, sort of airy synths as well. I think it was lovely. You can tell they spent a lot of time trying to figure that the sound out.
That's the thing. When you listen to it, it's got care. I know a lot of the tracks sound similar, but they're all very different in their own
point.
right.
That's kind of the point, isn't it? It's kind of like supposed to be like a.
It's
I find a lot of good albums aren't so much a journey as they are like an experience. And you listen to an album and it puts you in the artist's mindset, and and a good album doesn't have to be like a roller coaster. Like you've got the mad song, you've got the sad song, you've got the love song. I think a great album like this one puts you in a whole different kind of experience as a whole. And maybe they sound all a bit the same, but that means all the songs blend well together.
Clearly, Alfie was listening in his talk bullshit lecture at college.
I was actually. Yeah, I did a GCSE as well.
It's valid. It's one of those things that sometimes you need to be taken on a sort of an experience.
Yeah.
So not very many people do this, but
it feels like one of those albums which you can like listen to and apply to certain moments, maybe in your own life or something.
Yeah. So not very many people just sit down and just listen to music. Like that's not something that a lot of people do that I know.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I know you two do that, but it's something that not very many people do. They'll listen to one song and then they'll move on.
Yeah.
And I think to really enjoy something that someone's spent time on is just to sit down in one sitting and just listen to something. And I normally enjoy it more when I've got headphones on, I think, because it's less than background noise. It's there and it's in your head.
Of course, it's all around you.
And it's just one of those things where something as quality as this needs to be experienced to its full extent.
Yeah, I think the one thing for me that I it's only my first listen the whole way through, but I can imagine from the next few listens that I have of it, I will be able to pick up on a lot more of the lyrics because you're so absorbed by this amazing sphere of sound like the whole time.
See, this is the thing I get. I sometimes
lose yourself in the instrumental.
I listen to songs and I go, "What were they saying? How am I ever going to know what they were singing?" And then you listen to it a third time after you've listened to it after the second time, and you know the words, and but you're sort of struggling to work out how you made that connection when you couldn't really understand what they were saying in the first place.
Yeah, it's
some of my favorites in there are 1037, Levitation, Space Song, Wildflower. And a couple of others that
I liked
The Odd Love. I think is really nice.
That's a great song.
Yeah, I liked Levitation and Space Song, and especially Wildflower. And PPP as well. I thought was quite.
PPP is a good one. Yeah.
Those were my.
The names are very strange as well. I do. People don't really think about this, but I do read deeper into the. Because people do name it because they've something that they've seen.
You read the 1037 title and you think, oh, is this track like 10 minutes and 37 seconds long? But it's like 3 minutes long.
It's just something going.
It's the time.
37.
Yeah. But yeah,
it could be like a reference to a time, like a date.
Maybe.
Who knows?
It's something that might be special to the artist.
Yeah,
exactly. Maybe it's earlier on in the album at that 1037 mark, something that applies.
Or maybe they just couldn't figure out what to call their Logic project, so they just called it 1030. They just spammed the keyboard.
No, they looked at the time and they're like, "Oh, it's 1037. Right, Jay, get in the booth and bang out some 1037s for us."
Yeah.
So I think if I were to rate this album anything, I think for now it would be a strong 7 to a light 8 to put my Anthony Fantano hat on. I'm sure it will get higher as I listen to it more. I really liked it. It was a really good time.
My biggest question is, before Alfie goes, is it library worthy to be added?
It's on mine.
It's in mine, yeah. I mean, I had Space Song in my library already, so
it's in my library. The whole thing. I listened to it at work once, and I was like,
"Oh, good!"
The first time I was listening to it, I was like, "Wow, this is really good."
Yeah.
Like I stopped whilst I was cleaning sweat off leather. I was thinking, I work in a gym, not a sex club, and
almost working sex there, Alfie.
I don't. No, I can't.
He likes to think he does.
No, I can't get past any of the auditions.
I
really hope my boss.
Problem with dyspraxia.
Misfire.
Oh, no.
And yeah, and I remember stopping, like sort of, pushing some, whatever. I was thinking, wow, this is actually really good. Like it stopped me mid-flow, just to really appreciate it. And
yeah,
I think it's probably an 8 or a 9 for me. I really like this album.
Nice. And Lukey?
Yeah, well, I think for me, because I've listened to it quite a few times, I'd probably give it a 9, because it's like with your American football thing. It's now got moments in.
It's got meaning to you.
Yeah. So you build a bigger connection to it. I mean, the closest thing I can relate it.
Good piece of music. It's like a friend, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and it will stay with you forever. And I think the closest thing I can think this album's similar to is a group called Babe Heaven. They're a small little East London group, and she's got a great voice, and she's done some really great stuff. And it's that dreamy. It's quite a dreamy synth, and just I don't know. It takes you out of this world.
Yeah,
it's good to listen to in the dark actually, because you.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Sort of. You could you go into the bath and put a blindfold on, sensory deprivation.
Yeah. All right. So So for next week,
I believe you've got the album, haven't you?
Yeah, it's your album. What we?
Yes. So
is it Brockhampton?
It's not Brockhampton. I would love to do a Brockhampton one, maybe at some point.
Yeah.
No, this week's I'm looking a little bit Matt Championish today, I will admit, but enough of the Brockhampton references. Yes, so my album I have chosen is In Rainbows by Radiohead.
Okay.
2007.
Thank you for that, because you're finally kicking me in the arse to listen to Radiohead.
Which
it's like when you go, I'll get around to it, but I've never.
Yeah.
But once Alfie, once you go in,
once you pop,
Tom York's bringing you down. I'm telling you.
I've got Anima. That's my one claim.
Oh, Anima.
I've got Anima.
Somewhere. You should also get Suspirium.
Oh yeah, his soundtrack.
So In Rainbows.
In Rainbows.
The Radiohead album.
This was the 2007 album they self-produced when they broke away from their label. They released it for free, very famously, and and they sort of birthed the world of online streaming with that one, which is quite cool. It was pay what you want. Most people will just put in 000 and played it for free, but even then the album made like over about I think 50 million sales, like, which is quite impressive, like monetary.
So I was trying to remember what I had of their albums. I've got the usuals. I've got OK Computer, Kid A, the Bends. I do have some In Rainbows. I've got Arpeggio.
Oh, Weird Fishy's Arpeggio. I recommend In Rainbows listen to back to front. It's definitely their most not happy. What's the word? It's a little bit of light relief for them, and it's definitely their most romantic record in that sense. A lot of love ballad type songs in there, but also a lot of classic Tom York hates the government type tunes. It's really worth it. One of my favorite albums of all time. My favorite Radiohead album. In Rainbows. It's a good time. And it's only 10 tracks long, so nice and easy.
Decent.
Yeah. On that note, is there anything else we want to talk about?
We got a film?
Oh, we already mentioned film. Once.
Oh yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Available on Amazon Prime.
No, the only other thing I was going to say was after next week's podcast, I believe we're going to have a movie film.
Oh yes. So
which before Alfie goes, what? It's a streaming. It's an artsy streaming service, right? Which is right up Ryan's street.
Yeah.
Problem is Ryan's college isn't a university as well,
And
so
technically,
he
I've
can't.
graduated
He
from
can't
that
get.
college now, so
He can't get a free Mubi account like I
No.
can, and you can, Alfie.
Wait, can I get this?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because you go to the same college. I'm just mooching off of Luke.
completely free.
Yeah.
It's golden. They've got some really interesting stuff on there.
I didn't know about this.
Alfie's really excited.
It's a very underground streaming service because it's unique, isn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, there's a few stuff on here which I recommend to loads of people. The one
But there's also
today, Pain and Glory is one of my favorite things.
There was also stuff. There's also stuff on there you didn't recognize, did you?
No, yeah, there's a film that I really want to check out called Nassim from India,
which is an Indian one.
Yeah,
films Ryan hasn't seen.
I know,
and I didn't think they existed.
And
they've got the Black Power mixtape. They've got so much good stuff.
And it's not like most other streaming platforms where it's like, here's everything you can watch. It's here's what you can watch. This is a film for today and today only. It's gone tomorrow. And they give you a film of the day. They give you a film of the day, and then they'll give you a wide selections of the films of like the week or the month.
Yeah.
And every day a new film is added and a new film is taken. Well, one of the previous films is taken away. So you're forced into that mindset where you have to watch it as soon as possible, which is great.
And it's nice though. It's refreshing.
Yeah, they've got about 14 films currently on there.
For the people at home, what's this called?
Mubi.
It's
so
Mubi. MUBI.
Yeah.
I like that chat.
And you can get 30-day free subscriptions. So for those at home, I'd recommend doing it. There is Mubi. I'd recommend doing it after next week's episode, where we will have decided on the Mubi film that we will be watching. And it will be very, very exciting. But for next week, we will be watching Once, Amazon Prime.
But it's refreshing. I thought, let's have something refreshing.
Well, this is great because this will get me watching. Will get us. I guess me really, but anyone, either of us, watching more and more sophisticated. I mean, not like we've been watching trash, but like
I think
new stuff. Really, you know.
At the same time, I think we're told what we are supposed to want to see from Netflix. They're catering to the masses.
Yeah. Which is why the Big Mama saga available on Amazon Prime.
Basically. But
it's
you can't knock it as well.
It's out.
You can't also knock it as well because Mr. Robot's on Amazon's Prime. So it's got its caveats.
Yeah. I think Amazon Prime's probably the best out of the big
really, because
services for like
Amazon Prime is so hard because
I'd say
for Amazon Prime is so hard to get into because there's so much crap. Like there is a lot of crap, and I seem to just haven't broken the surface yet. I've watched Moonlight on Amazon. That was good. That was really helpful. But I haven't watched much good stuff on there because it's so hard to break the surface.
Yeah, what I had is I had a lot of shit recommendations like you for a while, and what I did one time was like I just went through a load of my watch lists on Letterboxd, and I was like, oh well, if there's anything on that, then I'll add it, and there was quite a bit, and so therefore, you know, the algorithm sensed that was what I like, and I got a load of stuff that I got way too excited about. But if anyone wants better stuff recommended to
I might have to do that, you know, right? Because I get shit. Ever since I watched Big Mama, I've been getting shit like piled in.
I think
he likes garbage. Well, let's give all the things we didn't pay. We paid a cheap license for.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should start some sort of blog where Ryan could do his sort of weekly.
I can let it all out.
Film of the week, I think. So I don't know, an avenue where you can say, oh, this is something that's worth a watch. Sort of our own ranking.
Of course.
Because we were talking about this the other day. Obviously, Bert's on it's one of our watch. It's like must see before you die films from the Loudmouth.
I rewatched that, you know.
I
rewatched it the other day. I've bumped it up to a 4.
I saw that
because I realised that I like it a lot more than I was willing to let myself believe.
Did you chuckle a bit more the second time you watched it?
I loved it. I really did. I'm not gonna lie. I realised how much I actually like this film a lot more than I let myself think.
Yeah.
Did you?
And you know what?
I mean, I suppose...
watched it again without any going. Oh, I've seen this bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you tell? I suppose. Did you tell yourself the first time you watched it? Oh, it's about bikes and racing. That's not.
No,
that's not my
it's
interest.
more just it's a bit nothing. But actually, it's not. It's better. It's better
Quite a lot
than
of
the
something.
film I watched today,
Great.
The Five Bloods.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh no. Yeah. Much better.
quote me on that.
Yeah.
It's way better. It's a better.
I-
It's a better film.
I did watch one other film this week, as well as Once, which is next week's film. I watched a film by a group of very important people to me. I won't go on about it too long, but Wakaliwood, the Ugandan.
Right. Okay.
The
No, it's just Captain Alex.
This is the Captain Alex people, but hear me out. This is their best one yet. Crazy World. Okay, it's available for like £2.50 on the Alamo Draft House. Okay, and it's one of the most joyous things you'll watch all week. So if I can recommend anything other than Once to anyone this week, watch Once other than Crazy World, but watch Crazy World if you're not into Once. Crazy World is so much fun.
You see, I don't understand how you can give this film a 5 and give Inception a 4.
I'm not saying that it's better than Inception.
When this film is shot,
I can't give a realistic
when this film is
rating.
when this film is shot on a potato.
I can't give a realistic.
How is anyone supposed to take your letterbox seriously?
Let me speak. I can't give it a realistic rating, mate, because it's Wakaliwood. I've given every one of their films 5 stars, and they are not 5 stars. But it's like it's a meme thing, mate, and like they're great fun. I'll watch any of them happily at any time. But
I tried to get into Captain Alex, but it was at a party or something, and like someone was like, put Captain Alex on, and it just got completely ignored. Like no one watched it.
Just watch, that's
just
more
a bunch
like
of people shouting.
When it's a small gathering, that's probably the best way to watch it.
I don't think it is actually. I don't think it's ever good to put it on.
Because you don't like it, Luke. Luke loves spectacle. All Luke wants is spectacle.
Not necessarily. I enjoy low budget.
I know, at times. But anyway, let's move on from that.
Yeah.
Well, talk about the progress of this show. We will start to be doing in-person podcasts again, where we're
hopefully
all together.
soon,
once the government says that our math podcast can carry on in person.
Yeah.
When we get the all clear from Boris.
I know Boris is an avid watcher of the cast.
Yeah.
So.
Once we start going back to normal.
Yeah, we need to figure out a way to social distance and record this.
Of course, yeah. Well, we will figure that out.
We'll sort of be like sitting in, and also that means that you're going to have to get down to Mayfield every week.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah,
it's not that far. Like,
all right, cool.
Yeah, but
hopefully Ryan has a car by then.
An automobile,
Fingers crossed, yeah. Fingers crossed.
He got some half price off white.
But on that note, everyone,
David Bowie LPs.
Thank you for watching. We will see you next week for Once and in Rainbows. Anyone want to do some plugs?
That's
unlikely.
Ryan P Studios.
Early special.
Fuck. Alfie Akers music on SoundCloud. Thank you very much. That's all I'm promoting.
I'm the most active on Letterboxd and Twitter, so Ryan P Studios on both of those.
Well, this was an early session. I quite enjoyed doing it this early. It sort of reminded me of when we used to do it. It was earlier.
Yeah, we're not all tired and grumpy.
Yeah, exactly. Because normally by about 7 o'clock we're all sort of all a bit tired.
Except from Ryan. Ryan's got the energy. And me, Luke.
You tell him to talk about films, and he's just there, and he's like,
yeah. It's like It's like The Sims when they speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like really energetic and just complete gibberish. Great, yeah.
And anyway, on that note, we will see you later, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.
Bye.